C'est pour se faire agresser comme ça.
Comme si tu nous avais tous embrassés. محرمها اخوان.
Monpazier already done. So time to make you much more familiar what we'll see today, what kind of the structures are the Bastide villages. So Bastide, as you hear it, Bastide, Bastille, it could be taken as the something as the defense, as the fortress, but it is wrong. It only sounds as the Bastille. Bastide villages. To talk about this, I would like to start from another fact which generate exactly the idea of to do this area where we are around much more friendly for the people who would like to stay here and start the life. On 1206 started the huge conflict between the Roman Catholic Pope from Rome and the Albigenesi or Cathars. Cathars, who been Cathars? It was also the one of the branch of the Christians, but they had much different rules and did not recognize the Pope in Rome, and also they try to live in the much good way. I mean, do not collect money, do not stay rich. They had not just the hierarchy as is in the Catholic Church, as the priest, bishop, archbishop, finishing at Pope, and of course some monks in abbeys. They all been equal. They all been friends, they all been brothers. Of course, it was not the order. So they had families and then work together, and if was necessary, they defend themselves as well. It was of course not nice for the Pope, and a couple times they've been asked, maybe not all, but they chosen from between themselves the masters. They called themselves pure, but they had the masters, and the masters were baptized, because it was another thing what the Cathars did not recognize. According to them, baptizing did not clear men from the sin. It was totally different what the Catholic Church said. So Catholic Church, of course, was also the Orthodox Church with the capital in Constantinople. But important for the Catholic Church was especially it was the time of the Crusades. But the Crusades on the beginning of 13th century, and Crusaders been losing. Westward did not longer keep the Jerusalem. So a lot of knights also came back because they afraid to stay on the Holy Land. So what's the problem with the knights without the land, as before the Crusaders, Crusade time? And also the second, the area where the Cathars live, it was northwest of present Italy, all Languedoc and part of the Provence, that's the regions next to the Mediterranean Sea, and exactly where we are now, part of. So that was the way how during the Middle Ages Catholic Church spread the best love across the Europe, but of course it's not our subject. Anyway, during the wars, because this crusade time, as I said, was long as nearly 20 years, and true is that the Cathars had been fugitive for nearly 100 years from the beginning of this war, because the end of them was on the 20th of 14th century. But Raymond VII for Toulouse was one of the alliance of the Catars, but while he was alliant, he was not the Catar. The other thing was what declared the Pope, and it was not nice for the land owners on this area and the area in Languedoc, that if the Crusaders win, they could take the land of the people who've been before here. And some landowners here, of course, they deal with the Catars, basically cooperate, trade, they work together, they had nothing against them, but they afraid that, as you know, when the strangers appeared, and if they overtook the land after the Catars, why they stop? Maybe they would like to take some much more lands belonging to the friends of Catars. So it was the time when something as the partly civil war started on the area where we are now, because some lords, of course, being the sovereigns to the King of France, but duches were so powerful that being also partly independent. So the war against the Catars destroyed this area. A lot of people sometimes escape to the caves, similar as we see yesterday. Catars been killed, they fought very brave. One of the last bastion for them was Carcassonne in France. From here is about 200 kilometers. Later they basically disappear to renew his belief later when they've been crushed, but that's another story on the beginning of 14th century. The Treaty of Paris, which was made on 1229, said that some of the landlords, and especially Raymond from Toulouse, could keep the land, but important is to do a new order on this place. How to do the order after 20 years plus war, which was very blood and without the mercy. The best way was to organize new life, to organize new places where people can work, new places where people can live together and basically develop. And from this started the idea of the Bastide villages. First villages, because of course population was not so big. Later some Bastide changed into the towns. Around 700 places as the Bastide villages were built.
J'ai passé.
Bastide, from where the name of Monpazier station went. Why?
Amada, quand on était sur l'Est, parce que tu vois pas les canaux du Congo.
Where's the map?
Plenty of business for you here, isn't there?
Le seul truc, c'est que ouais, faut mettre deux par table au moins. Ça fait ça.
Alors il faut savoir, si vous voulez, que pourquoi ce qui s'est passé. Ce qui s'est passé, c'est qu'il y a quelques maisons qui ont brûlé avec des feux de fusils. Donc ensuite les maisons sont reconstruites suivant le style de l'époque. C'est pour ça qu'il y a des maisons qui changent un petit peu. Ça date des années. Voilà, alors ici, donc, des films de
I stop and where I will wait for you. Little bit longer distance you have to do to the main center, because as you've seen in this example, narrow streets and of course forbidden for the cars and of course for the big vehicles as the coaches are, but it's not far important than when you come back, because the main old center is on the top. You are walking down. Alphonse de Poitiers was the founder. This place is a little bit older than the Monpazier which we left. It is from the 50s of 13th century. The difference also is because Monpazier was founded by the English king Edward I. This one was founded for Alphonse Poitiers, the brother of the Louis IX, King of France. But what was also worth to know, then this territory belonged to Crown of England, so it was something as the French place, as the island on the English territory. Inside it should be also shown there is the house where the Black Prince, it was the nickname of Edward III, stationed during the 100 Years' War. Main church on the top. Next to this is a second square and also nice point of view for the Biron Castle. It's more than 750 years. Local wines are one of the best in the area. We are not in the Périgord now, we are in the department of Lot. Lot is the river going towards the Dordogne River and later to the Atlantic Ocean. And with the river we of course meet on the third place when we stop on the largest town of today's excursion. Some outskirts of town also showed that is not only bigger town on the hilltop, but also some area around. Now the number of inhabitants is about 2,650, so much more than in Monpazier. Gates, one now existed, was also 5 defense towers, because important point during the 100 Years' War. Not everything preserved, but of course great place. You will walk. When I stop, I show you. Wait a second. Because we came from the totally different side due to the closure of the roads. I will wait here for you on this part.
beautiful place.